there's always a site visit. So we send out someone to go take some initial pictures. And sometimes these jobs can be 3, 4, 5 hours away from our home base. So we like to keep our guys there, make sure they're there for their job, and just keep track of it all. But we go down for a site visit. We assess the situation, put everything through engineering and permitting. Then we load the trucks up, probably, depending on the municipality that we're dealing with, 4 to 6 weeks later. And the crew goes down there with a truckload of stuff, and by the time they're coming back, it's off the truck and on someone's home. So, the whole process is, we could, depending on the municipality, we're done in 1 to 3 months with, perfect, I would say, a trip for a site visit, a trip for the installation, a trip back for the final inspection, and then hopefully no service activity would have to happen for a long time. But that would be the other thing. We became short-staffed through COVID, and numbers went down for us, like everybody else. When we came out of COVID a couple years later, there was some restructuring that needed to happen, bringing other people on service, in particular in sales, but our service team needed to be built. And I knew of software that routed. Our trucks even have GPS on there, and there may be functionality through Ford to allow us to do certain things. But when you find a product like Upper Inc., where you guys are focused on making it easier for us, for me at the time, even though there's a learning curve to that as well, to bring on new software into to build new processes that weren't there before in order for checks and balances on expenditures and intake for service department. It was a little bit daunting, but the software, found you guys. I don't know what made me just download the trial. I just downloaded the trial and put a few test runs through it, and it seemed to do some interesting stuff. I know I haven't tapped into it the way I could, but now that I don't know, I may have been with you maybe 8 or 10 months now. I'm not sure, yeah, that we're building it out, thanks to partially due to this software. I'm going to be able to tap into more stuff, and you and me and the development team will get back in a conversation again to help us in a few other ways too, if it's not already there. When I first signed up for Upper Inc., I knew that we had a lot of service calls that were unattended to, and that Upper Inc. was going to be able to allow me to put in a list of these addresses, which are all over the state, put in a list of these addresses and find the best routes for my service guy, my one service guy at the time. We have 3 now. So we got 3 trucks out there, and they're able to cover a lot more of these calls, in due time and efficiently. But it was solving that problem. I had a bunch of service addresses, short of going to Google Maps and doing a lot more manual things. It made sense for me. And I'd heard about software like this, routing software. It's been around for a long time, fleet vehicles, the whole thing, you see with UPS and FedEx, boy, they've got some interesting software there, but we're not that big. So you guys fit the perfect position for it. And I was able to do it, and at least just kind of see if intuition's right, and about these routes, and what the real difference is between the mathematics of getting the routes proper through Upper Inc. Well, I consider this still a fledgling relationship with you guys. So I know as we grow, there's going to be more moments like this. But it impressed me initially up front when I had an idea about the way we the way I needed to schedule these service calls on a, you know, pick a time frame, you know, from this day to this day, from this time to this time. And you guys responded very quickly. You saw the value in what I was saying, even though I might not have been explaining it properly to you. You guys interpreted it, and apparently the feature's coming out here shortly. So that impressed me and made me realize that you guys aren't just offering a product and there's no support. It was an immediate response. You know, you put your development team on it, and I'm sure it's being built out greater than what I had thought it might help for us. So looking forward to that. But that was the moment, I'd say, so far.